You're not even honest. You're just a monster.
Ooh, bacon.
Greetings, tasty morsels. This is Reverse BLT here, and today we are going to get back into the Sandman, which unfortunately had to be interrupted. My watching of that during the unpleasantness. Those of you who've been with watching my channel for a while know that there was a time that started around July of 2022 and continued for months that things just really went sideways in a huge way, just in my personal life, and it took a pretty big toll on the channel. I ended up having to basically let a lot of things fall by the wayside, and it's been a slow process of just sort of rebuilding things back up. But here we are, new year. A lot of things have been squared away, and we're getting back into it. So today is going to be episode 5 of The Sandman, which is entitled 24/7. Now, the others of you who have been watching the channel for a while, or who were watching when I was originally going through episodes of Sandman, may remember that I did read the graphic novels, but it was many years ago. I have not reread them in probably at least a decade, so I am fuzzy on most of the details of a lot of things. Like I remember sort of like some broader, uh, beats, like some larger plot points, but a lot of how we get from point A to point B, I've completely forgotten. But I remember enough that I usually will spot changes. So that said, all I remember from the title 24/7 is that I should be very afraid, basically, not afraid, but like that bad things are going to happen. Because what I remember from this is in the graphic novels, I remember John going to a diner and a bunch of really messed up stuff happened. That's pretty much all I can remember. I can't remember what kind of messed up stuff happened.
All kinds.
I'm pretty sure a bunch of people died and John was responsible with the ruby, but that's all I can remember. And that it was at a diner. So that being said, I don't really know what else to expect from this, other than that. It's going to be an episode focused mainly on John, I'm assuming, and he's going to do some messed up crap at a diner. That's open 24/7. It's the title. And obviously, at the end of the previous episode, Morpheus, after reclaiming his helm from Lucifer, who had obviously been sort of hatching a little plan to try and either keep, well, really to try and get him, you know what I mean? Like to sort of probably to take over to dreaming. I think I remember something about Lucifer wanting to take over to dreaming. Um, but regardless, having a being as powerful as one of the endless firmly under their beck and call would be, or under their thumb, I should say. I don't know why I'm mixing my metaphors here. Would be a pretty big deal for the Lord of Hell. So, but I don't think we've seen all of the machinations there. And I have a feeling that the show is adding a little bit more to that than was in the graphic novel too, because it feels like, I don't know, it just feels like there's something bigger afoot than there was in the graphic novel. I think in the, I don't remember, but again, it's been over a decade since I've read it, so I could just be misremembering that. Maybe it was exactly as big a thing, but it feels more conspiratorial this time around. Like it definitely in the graphic novel, if I remember correctly, it felt like Lucifer had a plot, that to try and use the whole situation of with the helm to their advantage to um, basically put Dream under their control. It just, I don't know, it just feels like there's something more going on this time around, but I don't know what yet, and I don't know how it ties into what's going on with the Corinthian, because I don't think we saw the Corinthian at all in the previous episode. I'm expecting we will probably see them again in this episode, though. But anyway, yeah, that's about all I can really think. Oh, and of course, um, Matthew continues to be awesome. Patton Oswalt's doing a great job there, and I'm sure we'll see a little bit more of him in this one. But rambled enough. Let's just go ahead and get right into this episode and see what John's twisted idea is of making a better world. And it's good to be back with this series. I had missed it. So we're picking right back up with Morpheus. Huh. Great piece of music. I think the last time I heard this in a production was Shawshank Redemption. What's his name? Is it David or Peter Toulis? He's doing a great job as John, though.
I'll be right back to take your order.
No rush. I have everything I need for now.
As we've already seen several examples of the fact that John is sadistic. He greatly enjoys being able to hurt people, being able to have power over them. That's a very dangerous kind of person to have any level of power, especially the power of a greater than God being. You know what I mean?
How are you, Marsh? You good?
Yeah.
Unrequited. Ooh, fancy phone. Wait a minute, did that say Rose?
No, why? You guys okay?
Yeah,
Rose.
we had this stupid fight last night, and she left.
That character's important from the graphic novel, I'm pretty sure.
Did you try her mom's?
She want to go to her mom's. Would she?
Do you want me to call over there and find out?
No. I should at least pretend to be a grown-up and call her myself.
Okay then.
I think there was a story arc called A Game of You, and I think Rose was the main character in that arc.
I guess Judy and Donna had another fight last night. Donna left and never came home. I don't know why Judy's wasting her time on Donna Kavanaugh. Judy's so pretty she could have any man in town.
Honey, read the room.
I think some people are just afraid
I
to
just
be
say
happy,
room?
you know?
You should say room. Wait,
Running
how do
along,
I
Marsh.
usually say it? Ah!
I'll make a note.
Suddenly not being sure how you pronounce a word is a very strange kind of existential dread.
One for lunch, Hansel?
I'm kind of early for an interview in the neighborhood. Is it okay if I just have coffee?
Of course, I just made a fresh pot. I'll send you.
We know how much John hates lying, and she's just told several people that she just made a fresh pot, which couldn't possibly be still true at this point.
No offense, but I'm waiting for someone.
Well, I can move if you two would rather sit here.
Well, good, thanks.
I'm Mark, by the way.
And I'm gay, so...
Jump to conclusions there a little fast, but hey.
How's Bernard doing? How's the writing going?
Oh, yeah, how's the novel?
Good. You know, I thought I'd have more time to write with Bernard after college, but it's been great having him home.
John gets offended by all the little omissions and white lies that people tell just to get by in life. I'm gonna tell you, as someone who's basically pathologically honest, I have learned that it's really hard to keep the peace if you don't at the very least omit some information every now and then. About as far as I can go usually, because it really is basically
Don't say that or I'll
pathological
get
for
the
me.
double-decker.
I have to tell the truth, but you can't just go through life literally unfiltered telling people everything. It'll cause so much conflict.
Always got two of everything.
Get it? If that's what you want.
I love the subtext here. You can tell that there's some infidelity going on. She's like kind of needling him about
I have the salad.
some
admire your
some
discipline.
decision he made
Both
to
of you.
pursue something he
Been a
desired.
salad on the way.
It wasn't her, presumably.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Thanks. They're trying to help people.
They're trying to enslave people. It's what Big Pharma does.
Or it could be that she's upset with him because he never seems to go after anything.
She's the CEO. He's the trophy husband.
You want me to introduce you?
Don't do it.
Thank you, but at my level, it's probably best to stay off the CEO's radar for as long as possible.
You need to dream bigger, darling. An ambitious young man would have wanted to meet the CEO.
Fiction? Non-fiction?
My characters are all based on real people, but it's fiction, I guess, because all my stories have happy endings.
That's because you know when to stop.
How do you mean?
The trouble with stories is if you keep them going long enough, they all end in death.
That's
don't
true. Unless you write about an immortal, and a lot of times even those stories will end in death. All things end.
I was trying to be supportive.
You're calling me fat?
If she does call you fat, she's insane. You're not fat. I would love to be fat like him.
You care too much about what other people think.
Yes, because I'm not the boss.
Oh, okay. That's what she was needling about with the burger.
You're not eating that.
I won't eat the bun.
Bedford, you mind?
Can I please just eat what I want for once, please?
Oh, dude, that's a whole lot of salt. Give yourself a freaking heart attack. That looks like a really good burger.
I don't think my texts are going through. Can I text you to see?
They're going through. She just doesn't want to hear from you.
What?
I've got 4 bars.
Fuck you, dude.
You're just supposed to be making people honest, John. Don't take it further.
I hope she's alright.
Do you?
No. Hope she's been in a fucking car accident. At least that would explain why she hasn't texted back.
The car accident thought is something that just happens with people. It doesn't mean you really want that to happen.
Because I don't like people judging me.
I'm not judging you. No one here is judging you.
Everyone here is judging me. You. Bet.
She has anxiety.
You all think I'd be so much happier if I just fucked a dude.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
That burger made you sick to your stomach, didn't it? There you are. Happy anniversary, you two.
Hi,
How are you, Beth?
How are you on your special day?
See what I mean? You're not even honest. You're just a monster.
Bet says you have an interview with us today.
Yeah. I should probably get going.
Don't go. We can do it here.
It's like, well, that's unusual.
I don't like fucking him.
What?
Yeah, sometimes I let him fuck me.
How old is Bernard?
He's just a kid.
He's 21, Ben. And he knows what he's doing.
I don't feel bad for that secret coming out. At least he wasn't a little kid.
Are you married? Do you have kids? A girlfriend?
I think I'm a few years away from any girl wanting to date me.
Why's that?
I'm unemployed. I live in a shitty apartment with like 5 roommates.
Believe me, that's not your problem, my friend. You got no confidence.
Chicks love confidence.
It's cool that you guys work together.
Would you mind telling my husband that? Turns out men don't actually love taking orders from women.
It's insecurity. A lot of men are that way, but it's insecurity. It's that internalized toxic masculinity that tells them that they are the ones who always have to be in charge.
I don't get to the gym as often as I used to. With work,
Yeah, when you're not going to be on your deathbed wishing you'd been to the gym more often.
Facts.
she's auditioning the new me.
He's just a kid.
So was he.
So was I.
Yeah.
You want me to make you a new one?
Can I eat it in here?
Sure.
Well, I have a weird feeling that there's a love connection brewing between these two as well. They're going to be a big part of the subtext. A lot of people are hiding their sexuality in this town.
What happens once you get to know someone?
Once you get to know Gary, he'll fuck anything.
Oh,
Except me.
okay, so I was right about that part of what was going on earlier, too, then. So it's about the food and infidelity.
Because he's not very good at it. Are you?
I think I remember an orgy breaking out in this place.
I love to eat, and drink, and fuck. Kate doesn't like to do any of those things.
So what do you do?
Goes and finds other people who do like to do those things.
When I'm with her, I'm a good boy. When I'm not, I'm pretty bad.
How
How
bad?
Sometimes you just need to get your dick sucked. You know?
I think he does know.
You need someone you don't have to take care of all the time. Someone positive and fun who'll take care of you.
Someone positive and fun? Like you?
Why not?
Yes, I don't know.
Hey, is everybody here secretly like bi and gay? What are the odds? Or is this just all part of John's dream? Because he is making dreams come true, right?
What is happening right now?
Niekto
You're right. I shouldn't have done that.
Your husband can see us. He's gone.
Often, also, people who are used to being in control kind of want somebody who's going to take control, at least sometimes. Seems like that was something that she was missing from Gary, is that he was basically too submissive for her. She wanted someone with a little more bite in his, or a little more backbone. And it's ironic too when you think about it, because this kid has no fucking confidence. All John is really doing is making people act on what's in their subconscious, what they want to do, who they want to be. I don't really know if that's necessarily the same as telling the truth. You know what I mean? Like, we all sometimes will fantasize about doing or being things that we don't truly want to do or be. But then again, sex is such a root desire that probably whatever they think they want to do or say regarding sex is actually true. And you're being dishonest, you're stealing their ice cream.
Decade-long courtship effort by zoo staffers.
And he set off all this chaos, and now he's just gonna watch the fucking weather report and eat ice cream. Alright, I thought I remembered someone getting stabbed to death.
And perhaps your suffering will set you free. The truth is a cleansing fire.
See what I mean? He's just a sadist. All he really wants is to hurt people.
Weigh the lies we've told each other.
Bad.
And the lies we've told ourselves.
I think a spider just like got me. So I just missed a whole bunch of stuff. What did he do? Just chop off his penis?
Why would you think that?
This is the truth of mankind.
You're wrong. This is the truth of mankind.
How's work going? Good, busy.
They're lying to themselves.
They're dreaming, creating the world they want to exist.
Their dreams inspired them.
I thought I'd have more time to write with Bernardo for college, but it's been great having him home, so.
You stole that from them.
But if you rob them of their dreams, if you take away their hope, then, yes, this is the truth of mankind. The ruby is hurting you, John. It has too much of my power within it.
And perhaps if I use it to steal the rest of your powers, I will be the king of dreams.
You bit off far more than you can chew, John. Far more. Interesting that you got taken to a place you never saw. Shows where your dreams are anchored. So is this supposed to be his mom, or... Yeah.
Welcome home, Johnny.
It's a dream!
Dreams to reveal the truth about how you see yourself, though.
Can you see me? Using your own powers to burn away your lives.
You must stop.
Poor, poor fool, John.
Your kingdom is my birthright.
The laws of magic are going to work against you in this.
Your power resides within me.
No, it resides within the ruby, which you are restoring right now by taking all of his power.
Your life and your lies end now.
Yep. Congratulations, John. You just restored him to full power. That is some cosmic horror right there, man.
But I killed you.
You can't kill him.
I'd forgotten just how much of myself I had placed in the jewel.
Are you going to kill me?
I could.
Could have killed you before now.
But the Dreamstone was not made for mortals. And it came to you through no fault of your own. So no, John, I will not kill you. Tomorrow, the rebuilding will begin. In this realm and in mine. But tonight at least, humanity will sleep in peace.
Good thing John didn't think past being a human, because he could have done damage across the entire universe. Oh, hello.
I'm watching you. Big brother.
What are you up to, Desire? Yeah, sorry that got a little derailed by a random, like, sneak attack by some sort of critter. Just, I still don't know what the hell that was that fell on me, but my gut says it was a spider. So I suppose it could have been a centipede or something, because I do have those here too. Anyway, whatever it was, I think it might have gotten away in my mad frenzy to try to get it off of it.
Wow, that is very interesting. Please tell me more.
I love the way that the Ruby situation was resolved. You know, if you think about it, if you are some sort of magic being and you put a lot of yourself into an object, like, how would you get your power back? There's a couple different ways. You could either get the object back, or the object could be destroyed, thus just simply restoring that part of you to yourself, right? And John didn't quite think it through about the fact that essentially this thing is kind of like a battery in a way, you know? And if you try to absorb all of the being that it was made from into it, you basically overload the battery. And it was you know, I really like that. I love stories that, you know, figure out interesting, creative ways to use their rules, you know, and also explaining rules while they're doing it. Because, you know, you think about, we just learned some things about how this universe works that will probably come into play later. Saw the Fates again as well, you know, the Hecate, and they appeared to John. And that's interesting as well, because usually you have to, you know, as we saw with Morpheus, in order for you to have an audience with them and learn any information, you have to give them something. You have to sacrifice something. So what the question in my mind is, what did John sacrifice to have this audience with the Fates just now? Because it has to be something personal to you. Not necessarily something that matters to you necessarily, but it has to be linked to you directly, you know? Because we saw that with Dream, how he went into other dreams, since he is the Dream Lord, and was able to essentially claim elements from dreams to use as his sacrifices. So it didn't have to be like, you know, emotionally important. That's not really what I mean by personal. They just had to be connected to his essence in a way. And I'm wondering what John just gave up was connected to his essence in order to basically summon. But yeah, everybody acted the hell out of their parts in this episode. I believe that each one of those actors was, you know, that each character was a real person with a real history. And that, you know, one of the hardest things to write is a person's inner life, you know, like, because we are contradictory. We do carry around inside of us some ideas, some hopes, some thoughts that are opposed to the surface us, and in some ways even opposed to who we really are. There's always kind of like, your mind is so powerful that it can kind of create like a almost like a Minority Report. You know, have you guys ever seen that movie, where if you imagine sort of like a dissenting opinion that's sort of always running in your mind. Usually, for most people, it manifests as what some people call the devil on their shoulder or whatever. But that's just you. That's just a part of you that, whether you actually believe what it's saying or not, is there to consider other options, and that's what those things come from. Like where sometimes you'll get a thought about maybe screwing somebody over who you don't really want to screw over, but in that moment you just think about it, or hurting somebody who you don't really want to hurt, but in that moment you think about it.
My name is Patrick Bateman. I'm 27 years old.
I think the problem comes when people are either where they've got it flipped, where the surface of them is an actual facade and the Minority Report is their real self, and they're just kind of trying to pretend, which I think is how John saw the world. That's what he thought people were doing with those inner thoughts, is that was the real them and that they're lying. Whereas I think it's really, for most people, it's just that that's some thoughts that they consider, but it's not really who they are, But John has an even tighter definition of the truth than I do, or I guess I should say broader definition. And I don't know. I think I had another thought to make, but I lost it. Par for the course, right, guys? The other thing is interesting right at the very end. Pardon me.
Fancy a nap?
Was seeing Desire. So Desire shadowing Dream, and I'm wondering if she had some. I don't know why I always want to call Desire she. Desire is neither she nor he nor it, or Desire is basically every pronoun all mixed together in a big bowl, and none of them at the same time. So I'm just gonna say they. They, I assume, had something to do with what was going on with John. I just don't understand what. I know that Desire had something going in the graphic novel, that they had some sort of weird plan, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm going to learn about it with all of you too, I guess, or relearn about it. It's just like with this, I'll probably just like remember some things right before they happen as we get into Desire's master plan, whatever it is. But anyway, guys, I thought it was another fantastic episode. Slow burn. I'm sure for some people this was like, took too long to get to where it was going, but I really think people need to learn to appreciate that, because none of what we saw happen that was shocking and everything would have had any impact if we didn't have the slow build up ahead of time. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Let me know whether or not you agree with me that John is just, or was just, an incredible hypocrite who really just wanted to see people suffer and was kind of sort of like acting out, vengeance for what he saw as a stolen childhood, and just kind of disguising that as a crusade for truth, which of course ironically would make him also a massive liar. Or, if you agree with me about the fact that most people, don't really want to do or be the things that they think subconsciously. They're just there as kind of like the brain's ability to consider other options than the one it's actually really wants to go with. Or if you think I'm just being too nice to people and letting them off the hook for who they really are. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming back and rejoining me as I begin the journey through the second half of the first season of the Sandman. I really appreciate you sticking with me through the unpleasantness and coming out on the other side with me like that. I know it was a long time coming, so thanks again. Anyway, as always, do your best to stay safe and be well. I will see you for the next one, which is the sound of her wings, which means my baby is finally here. My baby. But yeah, the incorporeal, abstract, metaphysical concept I've been looking forward to the most since I first heard they were even doing this. Big Sister Death. I love her so much. But anyway, yeah. See you next time. Anyway, guys. Bye-bye. I'm gonna go figure out what the hell fell on me now. See if I can find it and put it outside, or if I have to kill it, but hopefully I can put it outside. Anyway, I'm rambling now. But bye-bye. Man.